This episode is proudly sponsored by Limitless Slides, the only performance slide built for mindset, comfort, and recovery. As you know, being two moms, we're always on our feet. Limitless Slides helps us stay grounded in who we are while we're embracing our comfort. They're our daily reset, a reminder of our worth, and what we're grateful for. Grab your own pair at limitlessslides.com and take 30% off with the code 2MOMEDIT. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the 2Mom Edit with Jamie and Lisa. And we are coming to you from somewhere different today. We're actually filming from our home in Bergen County, New Jersey, rather than our typical studio because we have a lot that we wanted to catch everybody up on. And it was much quicker to do this so we can keep you guys up to date. And we have a lot to share.
Well,
right, Lisa?
Yes. The actual real reason that we're doing this is actually because we're going to give you a little bit of announcement right now.
Oh, that part is true.
And the announcement is that we are now doing 2 episodes a week.
Woohoo!
Woo! Awesome.
Unless you already can't even make it to the one full episode, then it's not good for you.
What do you mean?
Like if somebody can't even keep up with listening to one episode a week.
You know what episode they can't keep up listening to? The last episode.
Oh.
When we thought we were interviewing somebody really good and we heard it back and we're like, I don't hear anybody speaking.
You know why? The problem was we were just having fun.
We were having fun. We were having conversation.
Yeah, we're like, I forgot this was getting filmed. This was actually so interesting.
We were...
We just wanted to learn.
We were so proud of ourselves.
I did learn a lot. Did you?
Yeah. But you looked at me at one point in the video. We were interviewing. We weren't even interviewing. Well, we
were
don't
just
even know
chatting.
what the hell we were doing.
We were just hanging out. You did ask some good questions, though.
Thank you. Yeah, but then we followed it up with just having conversations the whole time and talking over each other.
Well, we liked them.
Like when we played it back, I was like, I don't know if we're good interviewers, but thank you for the compliment in the middle of that episode. Like, Lisa, you're doing really, really good because, so this is going to definitely be a little bit different. It's going to be more back to us and sharing our lives with you, everything we're going through, everything we've been through, and then also plans for the future and everything, because this month has been pretty crazy. So real quick, the announcement is that we're gonna bring 2 episodes per week.
Yeah, every week.
If we can't film for some reason with the kids or life or whatever, we'll definitely drop an audio episode, because just from the feedback that we've gotten from you guys, it's like you like hearing us, share our thoughts and our experiences, and we're grateful to have that. And it's been it's been an interesting response. I've gotten a great response from a bunch of my guy friends, to be honest with you, and how relatable it is. And they just really like it. So on a show called the 2Mom Edit, the last thing that I thought would happen is my male friends reaching out to me.
That's so true.
Yeah,
I didn't expect that either, but I'm so happy about it.
Yeah, and you could share like a lot of straight couples.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know what? It just makes us realize how relatable we are to any couple and any parent, regardless of the dynamic of your family.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we feel like there's so many things that they're learning that makes us different, but it's nice to know that in their eyes, we're all on the same playing field, and that kind of feels good.
Yeah, and then the other thing too is, getting just comments and DMs from 2-mom families and other queer families that can relate to things that we're going through, and also just that we're helping them because they are starting the whole process of having kids or even getting married and all that stuff. So feedback has been awesome, and that's exactly why we're going to be bringing you 2 episodes, but they're all going to be different episodes.
I particularly like hearing from other 2-mom families that are like, wow, like that is so true. Not only me, it feels so good to hear somebody else say it. That makes me really happy. And we've had some people reach out to us and said like, hey, I have a significantly long list of questions because I'm just starting the process now. Like maybe this one couple that reached out, they're just looking into donors now, and they had so many questions that we didn't cover here yet. And we spent a good amount of time on the phone with them.
Yeah.
And it was really nice.
Yeah, it was really nice.
And I feel helpful, and I like that.
Yeah.
That's the point of this, right?
That's the point, baby.
So anyway, usually when we have an episode, when we're filming, we go into it with a topic in mind, what we're going to talk about, and we really try to pull out the lessons that we've learned from specific situations and how we want to share what we learned for you and how it could help you. However, today is going to be a little bit different because we are going to switch to a more personal and more about a little bit more about us and what we're dealing with, because we are going to be able to give you guys more than one episode per week. And so we have the time to do that. So maybe like one episode we'll talk whatever. I'm sure every single week you'll learn something. But today, whatever. We don't have time to plan. Can't even think.
We don't even plan our what we're doing. All right.
So we're going to talk a little bit about the last few weeks. So since the last time we filmed.
Time out. I haven't been giving you a kiss, and somebody brought it up that I haven't been giving you a kiss, but I don't want to make that obnoxious sound on the mic. So I'm going to give Jamie a kiss right now, but it's going to be a silent killer.
You could probably still hear it.
I love it. All right, let's rock and roll. This month has been absolutely insane. It's like a movie, so you're about to listen to an entire movie of a month.
All right, so we have been talking a lot about Pride Month. We're still in Pride Month. This will probably air in like a day or two from when we're filming it. And we're in like just about to be in the final week of June. So very sad that Pride Month is coming to an end. This month was also special to us because June is, our anniversary is coming up from our first kiss.
Oh, that anniversary. I was like, shit.
Even our regular like dating anniversary is in July, but we had our first kiss at the end of June.
That's right.
Okay.
So when we think back to like what our anniversary is, Jamie had a different opinion of what our anniversary was originally. You originally thought it was when we first hooked up at Pride in the City. That's what you thought.
That's what I'm saying now.
No, you thought that we were together fully in a relationship.
Well, no, we started talking at Pride, and we have been talking ever since.
Right. Okay. But I remember in the past, you used to say, no, we were together from, actually, you would say we were together from 7712.
Yeah, which is literally a week after what I'm saying. So we're like a week difference, and you make it seem like such a big deal. That sounds ridiculous.
Because I remember after we first met, I had just gotten out of a relationship, and I was like, I don't know. Remember, I was in a bachelorette party in Miami with Marissa and my college friends. I think we talked about this
once on here before.
No, we didn't. We didn't, because I remember. So anyway, so our makeout anniversary is next Saturday.
The day we first started talking again.
That's right.
Re-meeting after 5 years.
That's right.
Anyway, that's not here yet. What was here was Lisa's birthday.
Yep.
And she turned 41. And we have a party for her birthday pretty much every year. We have a friend party. Usually it's like in our backyard or in our house. It almost always has a theme.
And it's usually a theme, yeah. We always do like a theme.
Yeah, we love dressing up, and Lisa loves dressing up even more than I do, and I really love it.
I know.
So her birthday's almost always a theme party, but this year we didn't do that. It was a little bit different being, like, there was just a lot going on. Like, we just have so much happening, and I'm pregnant, and it's just... we kind of just like wanted to do something, the two of us. So we decided to go to Fire Island this year, and it was so nice. I was definitely a little bit nervous going there pregnant, but we'll get to that. So Lisa, how do you feel now that you turned 41?
The same. I feel the same.
That's good.
I mean, mentally, I still feel like probably like 27. I still feel 27. I think as you get older, as long as your mindset pretty much stays the same, and you do something you love for a living, and you make sure that it's important to have fun. Like I like to still have fun.
Yeah.
I think you really don't lose that zest for life then, which really is just like your youth in a sense. At the same time, I see other people my age that I grew up with or whatever, and they just seem older. They seem different, And I'm sure you guys can relate out there, people you went to school with, and, you just may feel different than them. And I honestly attribute that to liking my marriage, making fun a priority, doing something I love for a living. And, just making sure that I always at least, feel that youth of that zest for life, you know? So I don't feel different. In Fire Island, I definitely felt different being 41 years old.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's talk about that for a second, because here I am. I'm 19 weeks now. I was like 17 weeks when we went. So I was like 17 weeks pregnant. Now we're like hanging out. We stayed for 2 nights. We are like hanging out.
So we got there. No, so we got on the ferry. And once we get on the ferry, you're about to start to lose service. And all of a sudden, we had coordinated everything with my mom, right? But we forgot to send the address of the school for pickup.
Oh, yeah.
So we get on the ferry and it's like, SOS, no service, a little service, spotty service. We're about to lose full service. And my mom's like, where do I get Carmela from? And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're on the ferry. And luckily we got her the answer. But once we got on that ferry and if you've been there before and we started to cross that water, that feeling just hit. I was so excited.
It's so good.
And then we got off and we were on like by Cherries and the walk, and it was just like,
well, like where I was going with this. So it's like, okay, great. We get there, we're hanging out, we're having fun, we hang out for a few hours, we go back to the room, we freshen up. Lisa, Miss 41-year-old, is like, I think we should watch a movie and go to sleep now. I'm like, what?
That's not true. That's not true at all, even actually.
What?
That's not true.
What is
That's
true?
not true. We got there. Truth? We hung out at Dune Point, right? Was that?
Oh yeah, we hung out on the beach.
We hung out on the beach. Then we went back and chilled a little bit. And while you got ready, that's when I was watching a movie, right? Which is heaven to me. I love that, especially as like being on all the time. That was awesome.
I'm sorry, you're right. Then we went back. We did go back out to Cherries, and
then we got fully dressed.
We went to go watch a drag show, but after the drag show ended, which was very early, you were like,
drag show ended at 8:30.
Let's go back now to the room and watch a movie.
You have to understand too. I was drinking by myself from like the ferry ride, you know. And honestly, I don't really feel. One thing I don't feel is FOMO anymore. That used to be my biggest problem. You know that, even in like our relationship.
I sure know that.
You know, not too long ago, but I really don't feel that anymore. You know, so I was like, I want to go back. What would make me the happiest on my birthday? Wake it up in the morning, not super hungover, going home chilling. We ended up watching a movie together. We were eating popcorn.
I mean, yeah, I got a. I was like, well, the place didn't close yet. I guess I'll have to just get a snack to go back to the room with.
She never allows food anywhere except the kitchen. So
yeah, I get so grossed out.
And we had the best.
And I was like, since it's your birthday, you could have popcorn.
Bullshit, you were shoveling that popcorn.
Yeah, but I also, I really hate that.
I know you hate it.
But I did say it's your birthday. But if I'm going to let you eat in the bed, I was like, I'm just going to eat popcorn too.
What did we watch?
Oh, some movie that you hated.
You
didn't like it. You actually fell asleep
because
like you were drinking and you just passed out. And I'm eating the whole bag of popcorn and I even bought like cookies. Oh my god, I've been eating cookies so bad.
In this little bungalow. I was in heaven though.
I wish we could go back. I wish we could go back before the end of the summer, but it just doesn't feel feasible because I feel like so much has changed.
And plus,
with
you
the babies.
Yeah, definitely a lot has changed. And plus, you did really good. How was your experience overall?
Honestly, it was fine. Okay. I had a great time.
You started itching to get a drink.
I mean, the second we were at the ferry, I was like, oh gosh, and this the drag
stinks. Show. I give you a lot of credit though.
But being at the drag show and stuff was like fine because it's still fun. You're still being like entertained. But when you're just like sitting and chilling and everybody's just like kind of hanging out and drinking, that's when it's like,
yeah.
Right. But it was really fun. We ran into a few friends when we were there.
Well, the next day, what did we do the next day? The next day we did our vision, a brand new.
Yeah, we brought some materials to go like down a new like vision board.
And how do we do that?
Well, we didn't use pictures. We just kind of wrote everything out. But
I don't like pictures anymore.
We put it on a big poster board, and we kind of this was like our joint thing because a lot of what we do is very separate. Even though we both know each other's goals, every like 6 months or a year, we like to circle back and revisit this type of stuff to make sure we're on the same page because we both feel like when we are thinking about the same exact things, that's really when we manifest the best and when things happen the quickest. So we basically like made different areas. Yeah, we made like one are those things called?
Just picture a circle in the middle.
What are those things? Do you like learn it in school?
A graph?
No.
Diagram.
I guess it's
diorama like Carmela's habitat. It's a circle.
Okay, so you put a circle, and then a line. In the middle. Then there's like a line with circles with all the different categories in our life, and then within
we had like limitless, kids,
my real estate career, the kids, health, the pregnancy, physical, our home, and all the goals that we have for all different aspects in our life.
And just we went to
both
town
like
without any
short term, like within a year, and then like long term within like 10 years, 15 years, whatever.
And the biggest thing with this is like when we do it, if I'm like, just like I get some resistance or it doesn't feel like, it feels like I don't believe it. then we don't write it down. It's got to be something that you actually like believe. So we spent that next morning writing that.
Yeah,
and we shared that on our stories too.
Yeah, that was nice.
With some
and then
coffee.
The rest of the day, then we just like got lunch. We hung out. We ran into some friends. We hung out with them.
Yeah. We did bingo.
We did musical
Another bingo.
That was fun. Musical bingo.
We sound like bingo.
And then that was fun though. And then that was the night that instead of staying out, Lisa wanted to go back.
No, then we had a big meal. We had a very big.
Oh, we did go to a nice restaurant. Sorry, I forgot about that.
And then again, I was drinking. You know, I was having cocktails all day. Nothing crazy, but it makes you tired a little bit. You know,
yeah, you're 41 now. You
with that bit. You know what it was? I can't eat. If I either do this or that. I had a big meal. I ate that whole bread thing. I kept going.
Yeah, I know.
I threw that diet right out the window.
I remember that. I said, "Oh, Lee, you're eating all that bread too."
You even called me out on it.
Because
I knew fucked up. You never do that.
I know it wasn't that. I knew you were going to be too full to keep going. I know you for so long.
I ate that whole loaf of that buttered bread.
I know you so well, and I just knew that if you kept getting too full, you're not going to want to go.
That was great. But then I tried to have something like a healthy dinner, which was so stupid. I had like a piece of fish. I should have really just had because I never really want fish. Like I never really order like a grouper because I want it. It's just to be healthy and clean at dinner, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway,
I wouldn't be like, oh, I can't wait to have a grouper.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, that's a better choice. So anyway, then
is that what it was? It was grouper.
I think so. Something weird. Exactly. So anyway, then we got back, and Jamie was like, "Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep." And she went in the shower, and sure enough, started dozing right off. I started entering the best sleep. And she was not happy about that.
I was
not happy.
I was really mad.
And then I wasn't happy because I'm like, it's my birthday. I should do what I want to do.
But also, we only have 2 nights away from kids. We never stay out. I'm always tired every night. I'm going to sleep right after we put the kids to bed. And the one night that I like have a little burst of energy and I'm like, oh, I feel like myself. I don't feel like I'm focusing on the fact that I'm tired and pregnant and this and that. Right. And I just want to like go out and do stuff.
I know.
There's Lisa snoring on the couch.
You know what? I shouldn't have eaten all that. Yeah, I shouldn't have eaten all that.
That's okay.
So then anyway, then we get a call from my mother that my cat's fingernail is stuck in the middle of us. Like, I don't want to go out. I want to go out. Oh, my cat's fingernail is stuck because she FaceTimes.
And Carmela is hysterically crying, hyperventilating.
Imagine opening your phone and we're on an island.
So we're like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And she's like, we got a problem here.
My mother, we
got a problem.
They're all sitting next to each other like somebody just broke their arm.
Like somebody broke, like literally like somebody broke into the house.
Right.
That's how serious they were. It was really very dramatic. And Carmela is hysterically crying. Francesco's hysterically crying because Carmela's hysterically crying. And we were like, what's wrong?
So
and she's like,
hear,
the cat's nail is stuck on Carmela's bedspread. And you need to call somebody
we
for
need help here.
Can you call the police or something?
I said,
call the police or something. We're like, what?
Call the police.
We're like, why do you need us to call the police? She's like, I can't get the cat's nail out of the bedspread.
Right.
Carmela's upset. Everybody's
now I'm
upset
getting pissed
here.
Because my mom.
Now Lisa's like.
And my mom's amazing. I'm obsessed with her. We love her.
Yeah, she's the best.
But this round, I don't know. She just thinks she got a little overwhelmed. We even have somebody sleep over when she sleeps over. Like we are over. Yeah, we overdo it. You know. Like
we're like, what do you? We're like.
What do we say?
Lisa was just like, first of all, you got to just go do it. You literally have to go do it.
And your mom was like, no, I can't. Them nervous.
And she was.
Right.
She was.
You're making them nervous. Step up because I was calmly saying it, but I was so going crazy inside.
And then we both felt bad after because we felt like we were being hard on her. But you know what? We were kind of like, the kids are screaming, crying. You can't scare them anymore.
Right. You got to call the fire department.
Oh, my God. She's like, what? Anyway, they come if there's a cat in the tree.
So then Jamie and I start going into it like, do we go home? Do we not go home? And we were already like,
well, now at this point,
because Jamie wanted me to go out.
Because now
I'm
at this
I don't want to go out.
The kids are crying. Carmela's begging and screaming for us to come home.
Right.
Lisa didn't want to go out anyway. And I'm like, well, why are we going to sit in traffic tomorrow for hours when we could just go home right now? It's not like I've been drinking all day. We could just drive home. And anyway, long story short.
Take a ferry. Go. That means that second fun full day would really have been destroyed. I really just like sleeping in a hotel, and like waking up to like peace because I know we really are not going to get that again.
Well,
so that's why
the end of the story was that we slept there.
We ended up sleeping there.
That's it.
And then what happened?
And then your mom told us that you went to go check on the cat and she got her nail out by herself.
And then they were fine. But we were still like, oh,
and
you
the kids
gotta
were
be
sleeping.
kidding me.
But me and her were still like, well, should we go home? Should we not go home? Now we feel bad. Carmela wants to go home. She's begging us to come home. And we felt so bad. But it was fine.
So
it was
funny.
fine. We got home by like noon the next day. It wasn't even like we were gone another full day.
That was it. Yeah. Wait, can we just say the fun thing that happened when we missed the ferry? Real quick.
On the way there?
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to Fire Island, yeah. So we didn't check the schedule for the ferry.
Oh, they come every 10 minutes.
Like, because we haven't been there in years.
Right.
And we live so far, so like it's kind of hard to plan anyway. And we kind of left as early as we could, but we took a little bit of time in the morning, which we probably
we got beats.
We probably could have left 15 minutes, 20 minutes earlier.
Time.
By the time
that was a nice drive.
We're like 25 minutes into the drive, and I'm like, oh, let me check out the ferry schedule.
The arrival time for us was like 1:22.
And it was like the ferry was going to leave at like 1:15.
No, it was like we had to get there in like 3 minutes or something.
We were like 3 minutes shy.
Exactly.
So we were like, we're so far away, we'll make it. Well, we missed it by 30 seconds. Lisa actually bought the tickets. The ferry was still there, but I was parking the car.
She was trying to run.
And she's on the phone with me, and she's like,
stared at
the guy or the captain or the whatever of the ferry was like, tell her to run. And I'm like, I can't run, I'm pregnant, and I'm
she's
holding
yelling at
stuff
me on the phone.
because if I didn't have anything in my hands, I could have ran, but I couldn't because I had stuff in my hands and I'm pregnant and I couldn't.
So I see Jamie running up.
I'm like trying to walk as fast as I can, and I get there and
she sees my face.
She's like, They couldn't wait. I'm like, it was literally 10 seconds.
So that, but
I'm like,
honestly,
well, did you tell them that I couldn't run?
I did, but thank God they didn't, because with our wagon being so big,
it would have taken another 15 minutes anyway. Yeah.
So then we did something fun. Then we actually went into the town of Sayville.
Wait, so Lisa was like pissed for a good like 10 minutes, and I was like, oh god, here we go.
Pissed for a good 10 minutes. I was.
So I'm like, whatever. I walk away. I got the car. I come back. I'm like, let's just go into town. Like everything's meant to be.
Yeah, that was true.
You know, it's always the truth. Like for whatever reason, we weren't meant to be there yet. Whatever we would be doing there, we could do right here.
And I thought it was kind of fun going to town.
What would we do there? We would go get lunch. We would go just chill. Like, so let's do that. So that's what we did. We went to go walk around town.
All the vintage shops.
We went to the different vintage shops. Then we got lunch.
Before that, Jamie kept saying, wow, I wonder if they offer massages.
Oh, on the island.
Because
my back doesn't hurt every day. But like there's been a few days where I just have like a tough pain in my back that I really can't. Actually, I'm due for a massage.
I know. So we look at the Ray in the shopping plaza, and it was like
foot massage.
And we're like, our favorite.
God, we love those types of places.
I got the best massage.
We both got chair massages on the back for 30 minutes, and it was fantastic.
That was the best massage I've ever got in my life.
It was great.
I was so glad we missed the ferry. Then we went next door to like a place kind of like Whole Foods, and I got the best chicken Caesar wrap.
But it was like
my diet was out the window.
It was like not
weekend.
a chain.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It was like a $20 yogurt,
like
God, those type of food.
It was great. It was delicious.
And then we casually walked on to the next ferry, and that was really awesome. So I would say overall the trip was great. Getting back to the kids. By the way, did you miss them, or was it a perfect?
I missed them, but not enough that I wouldn't have stayed.
Okay. Yeah.
I was fine actually without them. I was enjoying the time without them.
I
love them so much, but we're with them all the time.
24/7.
And I think it's important that we spend the time reconnecting.
Yeah.
Especially when our lives are about to get even crazier. You know, that's why it's so important for us to spend the time to connect and everything before our lives turn upside down.
We are really on 24/7 until it's me and you in bed at night. Like we are really like on, even with ourselves. Like when we wake up, we have like got to do this, we got to do that
all the time.
You know what I'm saying? So
all the time.
Did I miss them? Not necessarily. No. You kept talking about, well, we should bring them here next time. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, so anyway, I love the trip. Thank you so much for doing it. I know it was interesting being pregnant, and Jamie's pregnancy actually, honestly, has changed a lot since then.
It really has. But wait, let's finish your birthday bacon, because there's a really fun story that happened the next day. I don't know if fun story.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know if it's a fun story.
And then after that, we'll do a little update on my pregnancy, and then they're probably going to be sick of hearing us by then. So then we'll wrap it up. So we went to Fire Island all day Thursday. All day Friday, came home Saturday by like noon. Okay. The rest of the Saturday, my brain literally doesn't work, and I have no idea what we did. I can't remember at all.
I don't remember either.
Oh my God.
We went to the fair. We were on right away.
Yeah, that's right. I actually
there was
had
a fair
showings.
In town.
I came home. I rushed to get ready for
Jamie
showings.
had showings. I was with the kids in the basement. I took him outside.
Yeah, and then we went to the fair, which was nice.
We were on right when we got
right
home.
away. The next day, Lisa said, I said we could do whatever you want for the morning of your birthday. We had planned to have family over for like a Sunday dinner to celebrate her birthday, and I'm like, what do you want to do for your birthday morning? Do you want to go to the gym? Do you want to get a massage? Do you want to do this? Do you want to hang out with the kids? Do you not want to hang out with the kids? Do you want to be by yourself? Like, whatever you want.
Anything.
She's like, I want to finish power washing the patio.
I get so excited for these
okay,
projects.
whatever you want. So I brought the kids to the gym.
I look forward to it because it's really just alone time and just like watch that gratification of your hard work, like right there, sure. Instant. I love it.
So we come back and then I'm like giving the kids a quick snack, and then I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, okay, we're gonna leave. If Lisa didn't want to do anything like super fun for her birthday with us and she wanted to keep doing her patio, then I was like, I'll just bring them to the end of the year T-ball celebration, which was just like, you know, there was like bounce houses and this and that, and we had like still a few hours before our family was coming over, so we were like had time to kill. And it's the weekend. We're like, we might as well give them a fun little day. So now I'm getting them ready. Lisa's like, you know what? I'll come with you guys. I'll wrap it up.
I felt bad.
Give me a few minutes, whatever. Yeah, she's like, why don't you go get the kids in the car? I'll run upstairs and change, and I'll join you. I'm like, okay, whatever you want to do. So now we'll walk into the car. Carmela goes out first. Now there's like 2 steps to go from the kitchen, mudroom area into the garage. I'm standing next to Francesco, holding his hand, walking down the 2 steps. 1, 2. He gets to the bottom. And as he does every single time we go to the car, he proceeds to run to the car. Now, Francesco, who's our almost 3-year-old, wears glasses. He's wearing his glasses. He's running to the car. He trips, which he often does as well.
Maybe he doesn't need the glasses, like I say. I can't wait to bring him back.
You say that, but like they literally don't go as severe as they are. They just don't get better overnight. But okay, Lisa. She's been saying this since he's got diagnosed of needing glasses, but okay.
I'm bringing it back next week.
Now Lisa's an eye doctor, an ophthalmologist. So he's running, he falls as usual, but I could tell just by how he cried that he didn't just like
oh my gosh, fall. I can't even picture this. Don't even say the whole story.
And I look at him and I'm literally a foot behind him because we were all walking to the car together and I see his glasses like 2 feet away from him. So I'm like,
it's going to be bad.
I go to pick him up and I like scoop him over and there's literally blood everywhere.
Oh my God.
And I could immediately see where the blood was coming from. So I knew immediately he was okay, but also it was
in his forehead. It wasn't his eye.
I was so scared because the blood was gushing so fast, and it was in seconds that this happened, and then it's going in his eye, it's going in his ears, and that was what
in his ear.
Yeah, that was the part that was actually scary to me because I'm like, oh my God, like I immediately I'm like, oh my God, there's gonna be blood stuck in his ear. It's gonna go to his brain. I was like getting flustered about that. So I run him in the house,
and this is my experience. I hear, Lee!
Yeah, and I wasn't even like worried. I knew he was okay, but I was I needed help to. So first of all, he's very heavy now, and my belly is getting bigger, and so it was hard for me. I couldn't like grab a towel and hold him and angle him in a way without the blood falling like fast enough. So I just wanted your help, and so
she's holding him.
I screamed for you to come down. You run downstairs. I was really confident you were gonna fall because I heard the that coming down the stairs. I'm like, this fucking girl's gonna fall. Oh my God!
And she's sitting at the kitchen table and holding him, cradling him, and all I see is just blood like Freddy Krueger. Blood from the head, like lines. Like I'm using my hand right now to describe it on my face.
It was everywhere.
And I'm like, then we'll talk about our reactions when our kids get hurt. And I'm like, I just didn't know if it was his eyeball. You don't know what you're going to see until you see it, right? So you're either going to see something that's life-changing and horrible. Like when I lost eyesight in my right eye, I have a bad experience with eyes. That's why I know. When I can't see it in my right eye. It's all skewed. You know all that. That's why it's a different color. Everybody look closely. And it's a little lazy. I got nailed with a softball 100 miles an hour.
Get back to the story.
So I was already like traumatized, so I didn't know what I was going to see. And then.
So anyway,
the biggest thing with injuries with the kid is to not argue with each other because. Not that we did, but it's such a high tense environment. It's very easy for me to just want to take over. It's very easy for you want to take over.
So I was with Carmela. Right, that's right. So it was definitely a high stress environment, right? So Lisa's like, give me him. Like she just wanted to take over and feel in control. But I knew I was able to stay calm. I was just like, I need you to get a towel. Gave me the towel. But she was definitely very flustered. I'm like, listen, calm down.
Yeah, she honestly...
Take a deep breath.
You are better at staying calm in that moment.
In those situations. I don't know how. I don't know how.
So. And I'm more of like...
She was flustered. So I'm like, listen, take a deep breath. Call PM Pediatrics. That's like, the child urgent care. I'm like, make sure they do stitches. If they do stitches, we'll go there right now. Right. Okay. So now he's upset too because he doesn't like that we're like holding this rag on his head. He's like, I can't see. And he was so upset. It was so sad. Anyway, we end up heading over to urgent care and...
You just held him in the back seat?
Yeah, I held him in the back seat, which I still think was a good decision, even though it was probably dangerous.
I don't care. No. You could do what you got to do.
What was he going to do? Like,
you do what you got to do for your kid.
And so then on Lisa's
those
birthday,
are situations where I never thought that I would be like, go in the back seat, hold them tight, put your seatbelt on the both of you. You got to put pressure on it. I never thought you wouldn't think.
And we live almost 20 minutes away from there. So
yeah, so I was
by the time we got there, the blood actually was not gushing anymore. It definitely slowed down.
I didn't want to fall asleep.
Yeah, and it was right before, at this point, he was starting to get tired from crying. And then while we were at PM Pediatrics, because we were there for 3 hours on Lisa's birthday.
Oh my God.
Then it went through his nap time and he was so tired, but he was such a trooper. He ended up getting 5 stitches.
That was another experience. So parents out there, if you haven't.
It was so horrible.
Yeah, but if you have never seen your kid, strapped down in those freaking... those, what are they called?
They called it a burrito.
Burrito suit thing.
Yeah, it was just looking Velcro around his body to hold his arms down. Terrified.
And as a parent, that's the first time for me, probably for you too, that I have ever felt like I emotionally can't take this. We did, but then now you know me. I started thinking about when they get their license, when they're going to want this and that, or a broken arm, knock on wood. But yeah, you experience these things as a parent. I think that's the thing with parenthood is it wakes up every possible fucking feeling inside of you. Mm-hmm. When would you ever feel that much fear? Unless it's your partner. No, still looking at a baby, an innocent, That was an interesting parenting experience. I'm looking at you some away from the mic, but we learned a lot definitely about ourselves, and he was better than us. He was totally fine, which everybody tells us.
If this was Carmela, this would have been a different situation. It would have taken us 15 people to hold her down.
Right.
We wouldn't. The doctor would have been like, I'm not even giving her stitches because I can't.
How did you stay calm,
else. How did I stay calm?
Especially being pregnant with your hormones.
I honestly don't know. It's just very natural for me to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was very natural.
Well, you did really good. You got his stitches.
I mean, I feel like every couple, if you don't figure out who it's going to be
the calm
one, you need to figure it out because somebody has to be calm. If we were both as flustered as you, which don't get me wrong, I understand why you were flustered.
It's also easy to blame somebody because I wasn't there.
Oh yeah, that definitely got me upset.
But I didn't. I just said what happened. And I think
then you kept saying, I knew we shouldn't have. I knew you shouldn't have brought them to the thing. I knew we shouldn't have went to the T-ball thing.
I knew we shouldn't have went. I had a bad feeling about it.
Well, things happen, and I'm sure this won't be the first. And I'm sure this is the first, but not the last time.
Me saying I knew we shouldn't have went was my way of saying I wish I would have said I just want everybody home for my birthday. Had nothing to do with you. I know with Carmela in earlier days when we were new parents, if anything happened, I would be like, well, what'd you do? Why didn't you do this, Jamie? Why didn't you hold her like this? Right? I was definitely...
Yeah.
At least I'm saying it.
And this is there was nothing I could do. He was running like he always does to the car.
I didn't say one thing to you like that. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you... I would never... Yeah. I wasn't even thinking that,
I think the only thing that was even... I think the only thing that was close to that was that you wanted to hold him. You wanted to take over. And I was like, I got it. I'm holding him already.
Yeah.
I have the pressure on it. It's okay.
But that wasn't anyway saying I think you're inadequate or anything to do it.
Well, I would hope not.
No, I know. But there are two parents, right? That probably go through this. Mm-hmm. And then the one spouse is pissed at the other if he wasn't watching her or something like that. That happens.
And that's really horrible.
We did really good.
There's some really dire situations where it really is because one parent wasn't paying attention, and that is horrible.
And I think we've gotten a lot better. So
yeah.
Kudos to us on that one.
But anyway, the rest of the birthday was nice though. But we just pushed everything back a few hours.
Very flexible.
We did have a nice. They would have all been late anyway.
Yeah,
they were still late even after a few hours.
My sister showed up at 12 o'clock at night. Always. Always Patricia.
My sister was exactly on time for when we said we were going to start the party, and she always is.
Next episode is going to be at our family dynamics. That's what we should.
Yikes. Our family listens to this. You sure you want to do that?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I had a great birthday. Thank you, babe.
Yeah. So the next thing, I think we could save this for the next episode because there's so much I could talk about with how
because a lot has happened with your pregnancy.
Has progressing and the updates with the baby since we've been going to the specialist now every 2 weeks.
Next time we film, people are going to be like, holy shit. Oh, update on how we're going to film. We're actually just going to build the podcast in our house. People think that was our house, but it wasn't our house.
Oh, I would have did it differently if that was our house.
Yeah, we were driving to the city, so we're going to just build one in our house. So that's why it's taking a little bit of time. So people are going to see you. Not on the episode that's coming out.
No, because it is going to take some time.
No, but we're going to start filming. I already figured out how to film.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I could do it. The background's not gonna be perfect or anything, but we're gonna figure it out for now.
Yeah, no, you're right. But either way, even if somebody looks at me right now, they're gonna say, "What happened? Is she ready to give birth?" So now I'm only 19 weeks. I'm not even wearing something.
You look totally different.
I'm not even wearing something skin tight. Thank you, Lisa.
No, you know you do. You do.
Well, I've been saying to you like for several days, like I don't know what happened. I just woke up and my tummy is literally like 5 inches wider out front. I don't understand how it happened overnight.
It's healthy. They're growing.
But
some assholes today said to her, she's like,
I'm like doing an open house, and
she even lied about how far along she was.
I've been lying since the beginning. I'm always lying by 1 week because I was always embarrassed.
You lied by 2 weeks this time.
I said the truth. No, I said
you said 20 weeks. We're 18 and a half.
No, I said I was 19.
Oh, I would have said 22.
I lied though and said I was due in early October, which is not the truth.
Okay.
So I hope they didn't do the math.
Probably doesn't even make sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. But so I've been lying the whole time, like 1 week usually off because I'm like so embarrassed that I'm growing so fast because even though you're building babies and growing babies, it's still uncomfortable that your body is changing. And so when anybody makes a comment, it's not okay.
Yeah.
And I have so much to say. And just in the last 19 weeks that I've been pregnant, I have so much to say about my experiences to share so that
we should talk about that on the next one. Because it's been a lot.
No, we're going to do that the next. But I will say this one example.
And family dynamics.
Okay. That's 2 episodes. I will say this one example of what happened today just because it was today.
Yeah.
And then next episode, we'll talk about pregnancy updates, what's going on with the babies, and then what not to say to a pregnant woman.
Okay.
Yeah, like that.
And family dynamics.
That's a different episode. So anyway, I'm doing the open house and some girl, and by the way, what I'm wearing today is like a flowy dress. Like you could definitely see my stomach like poking through tighter on the middle part, but like still a flowy dress. Like
you look pregnant. You look
like I look
beautifully
like
pregnant. Yeah, like you can't tell you're pregnant from behind though.
Wait, so then she's like, "Oh, congratulations, by the way. How far are you?" Actually, I think her husband said it first. And I was like, "Oh, actually, I'm having twins."
Make sure you say that first. Good.
Always say that first because it's so embarrassing. It shouldn't be embarrassing, but I do feel embarrassed.
Probably hard. Yeah, it's probably hard.
I'm like, "Oh, actually, I'm having twins and I'm due. I'm 19 weeks." She's like, "Oh."
Oh, she did that.
Really?
You didn't tell me she did it like that.
Yeah.
That's
and she was like,
when I hear stories about people,
and she was young. Wait, by the way, she had a 2-month-old baby with her. So she's like not an older woman who's like doesn't remember.
Yeah.
She had a 2-month-old baby with her. She just gave birth and is telling me. And I'm like, now I'm like finding myself justifying it. I'm like, well, it is my 3rd pregnancy. And, you know, right, they do say that your uterus grows faster with each pregnancy. And, I am having 2 and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like going on. I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I justifying to this stranger why it's normal that my belly is the size that it is? That is not normal.
Right.
Why do people, especially a woman who just went through this, who is she to tell me that? That is so uncomfortable.
There's so many things that
Wait, there was something else. I know I said I'll save them all for the next episode, and I will, but something almost very similar, so that's why I want to say it again. One of my gym instructors.
I feel... Okay.
What?
No, I'm probably going to kick somebody's ass or something.
One of the gym instructors, okay, she has twins. I know she didn't mean it in a way. I don't...
Was it her first set of twins or no?
Yes.
Okay.
She's also older. Her twins are like in college now.
Okay.
I mean, she doesn't listen to our podcast, so I'm going to say. But even if she did, I know she didn't mean to offend me. However, it's just how people say stuff.
Yeah, like the guy that was coming to check out for a pool in our backyard, and he's like, "Oh yeah, where'd you get the donor?" I'm like, "You're not getting this job." It was just too brazen. Just too brazen. You're not getting this
anyway,
job.
so I see her every week. Like, I only take her class on Mondays at 5:30. Mm-hmm. And so every week I walked in, like this was like 2 weeks ago. And I walk into class and she looks at me. She's like, oh, whoa.
I wish we need the video.
What happened?
I got to set up this video ASAP.
What
because
happened?
Your face is imitating exactly what she would be doing.
And she's like, wow, you got really big.
Your facial
I want to be like, bitch, you got really big.
Bitch, you got really big.
Like, that was, I didn't think that was nice. And again, like, so that was 2 weeks ago. I was still only 17 weeks, right? So now I'm like, well, that's not nice. Like, you're making me uncomfortable that it's not normal that I'm the size that I am. And she had twins. So it's almost like, what, does she think she could, and she's also like 50-something years old and super fit. So then I feel even stupider.
You know what? That's a way to start your Monday at 5:30 in the morning.
Exactly. Monday at 5:30 in the morning. It's exactly what I want.
That's why you were in a bad mood that Monday. Now I know I wanted to figure it out.
I'm going to see her tomorrow, but I've seen her a few weeks since then, so she better not say nothing.
Good. I like that class you brought me to today.
That was an easy class, too.
Well, that's why I liked it. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we'll talk about the pregnancy next round, but thank you everybody for listening. I think what we're going to do, just for some feedback that we're getting, is we're going to just talk about our lives a little bit more and what's going on. Apparently some of you are entertained by it. And I honestly, though, do think that you could get something from it. And I always like to say, when we share stuff, it's not that we're saying we ever know everything or have it all figured out. I think I said 2 episodes ago, let's see how our kids turn out and fucking hope for the best, you know? Yeah. But it's just our way of doing things, how we do it. And always just lead with good intentions and lead with a good heart with whatever we do, you know, especially raising our kids, even though we want to, you know, go crazy half the time, you know, especially with Carmela. Yeah. But that's it, I think, overall. Right, babe?
Yeah.
Okay. So next episode, we'll talk about pregnancy, talk about family dynamics. We're going to talk about more about previous relationships. Let's do that. Past relationship experiences, right? Mm-hmm. And then some growing pains of us as a couple. And then other things of being parents, I think, too, is good to throw in there.
We have stuff to talk about just every day.
All right. You could do your thing and wrap it up.
Thank you guys so much for listening. It's different when you're not in front of the camera. It is more relaxing, except my back hurts because of how I'm sitting. I'm usually sitting differently. So that's my first lesson from...
I'm excited to film this at home.
Yeah, me too.
Because then we could just jump on whenever and just like talk. You know, it's like it's not like
I can
stressful.
like use it as my...
We used to have to go to the city, used to get ready this time, and then like Then our mics sucked at like our mics were
like shit.
Horrible for our interview. And then we said we're gonna just do this ourselves.
Like we're renting the space, we're renting this equipment, and then they didn't sound good. So
so sorry about our mics there.
Yeah, sorry. We actually paid a lot of money for that. So
Jamie's
sorry
pissed.
that it didn't. Yeah, I'm pissed.
Jamie's pissed. We're not gonna talk anymore about it. You're not writing no reviews. That's it. All right. All right.
We also didn't get booked in the studio that we were supposed to, but that's
another thing. Mm-hmm. That's why that episode was crazy.
Anyway, so we are excited to build our home studio. We do have a perfect space for it in our basement. Yeah. It'll take some time to make it exactly what we want, but we're super excited.
But we can start filming just to get some stuff up there for now, you know. We'll make it do it our way.
But thank you guys so much for listening. Remember, first of all, follow us on all of our social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And you can find us on all the streaming platforms where you get your podcast.
Turn on your notifications.
Blah, 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 blah. If you have anything you want to hear us talk about, we absolutely love getting your feedback. Please email us at the2momedit@gmail.com.
Oh, and please leave reviews. Yeah, you have to leave reviews,
or you can send us a DM, whatever your little heart desires. Just let us know what you want to hear because we really do enjoy hearing that feedback.
And let us know what you like hearing.
And because I'm pregnant, I cry every time I get good feedback.
Yeah.
I probably would cry anyway. I'm kind of emotional.
You are emotional. We both are.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys. We love you.
Thank you. Love you guys. Bye.
Ciao.